topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to another Ask the Expert show where we bring you the top experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. And I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We are so proud, I guess is the best word, knowing that we're helping people out there. I just got a letter from a listener because of our next expert. And it was the first time he had listened to our show. And he said, it was funny because he said, I don't have a tax problem, but I loved the show. And normally, he said, I listen to a lot of podcasts and I get bored with them after 10 minutes. He said, I actually had my attention held for the entire, he said 30 minutes, it's 25, but he said 30 minutes. And I thought that was a great, great compliment to the show. Let me welcome you to one of the finest tax experts in the United States. Let me introduce you to our expert, attorney, Kevin Benjamin. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Steve. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I thought that was a great letter, though. He said he doesn't need a tax attorney, but he's a big podcast listener. And he said he normally only listens about for 10 minutes and he gets bored. And he said, I listened to the entire 30 minutes.
That's nice.
Hearing about tax relief. And I thought that was a supreme compliment. So we are so pleased to have you as our expert. We're going to be talking about tax relief today. The name of the company is Noble Tax Relief, and this is attorney Kevin Benjamin. And before we get started, Kevin, I just want to tell people there's a lot of tax relief companies out there. And I got to tell you, because we researched it, and a lot of people are really unhappy with these big advertising tax relief, supposedly experts. I can't tell you how many people said I would leave a message. They'd never call back after they got my money. See, with Kevin is going to take care of you. You're not going to be a number to him. And Kevin, I really appreciate what I would call customer service that your firm offers.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And actually, what you just mentioned is a big complaint we hear from a lot of people. The national companies, they just pound the airways, throw money at stuff. They have call centers, marketing divisions. You're not going to get the same person all the time. The person you're on the phone with is probably not even the person who's going to handle your case because they obviously can't. They're probably just a salesperson. And their job is to get your credit card number and sell you a package. And don't worry about it. We'll do an offer of compromise. Don't worry about it. They'll quote you some BS success rate crap. And it's just all a way to tell you what you want to hear and induce you. So, and of course, you're not going to get any client services. We call them clients with professional services. But we're a smaller boutique style firm. Most likely, I'm the person handling your file. Probably I am the person handling your file with some other people in a team. But you're going to get me. You're going to get my direct line, secure messages through our portal, because sometimes it's easier just to message when we need something. But always communication. And we can have monthly status calls, or, even before that, if you need me, you just text me or set up a call. I have a Calendly link that people could just get on there. There's my time slots available for questions. But oftentimes the client portal actually kind of solves that. People just have quick questions. You just tell them what's going on, or the status, or some documents we need, or something like that. But depending on the stage where you're at with your tax resolution, depends on how much time we need with you, because there'll be times that I need to set a call with you because we need to go over the proposal, the options, maybe some follow-up questions to see which is the best option before I can make a recommendation to you of what we should do, and things like that. But basically, when you call our firm, the person answering the phone, they may ask you 5 or 6 questions, just basic background on your tax thing, before you get on my calendar or get me on the phone, or set up a consultation, just some background. But they're not selling you anything. They're not even allowed to. So the only person who's going to talk to you is it's going to be me, who you're going to talk to. And we'll go over your situation, because everyone's situation is different. I mean, even though there's certain resolution steps with the IRS, which program you need, or what documents you need, or where you are in the process, it's all personal to you. We do personal, we do business, but it's all customized. So you can't do that when you just call a national company. They'll just tell you whatever. They're not even looking at your situation. But with us, we get some personal attention. Thank you.
Yeah, Kevin, and I got to tell you also, what I'm really impressed with your firm is you've got so many things in your, probably bag of tricks is not the right word, but in your arsenal, you've got a lot of things that you can do for your clients. It's not just offer and compromise, and that's it. You've got a lot of things depending on what's going on with their case.
Exactly. It's tax resolution, IRS representation. As an attorney, I'm also a member I am a member of the U.S. Tax Court. Not all lawyers are. But basically, to handle someone's case, you have to be a CPA, what they call an enrolled agent with the IRS, or an attorney. And not all attorneys know how to do it or are with the tax court. Some EAs and CPAs aren't with the tax court because they're not lawyers. So we could do some things other people can't do. But basically, there's an offer and compromise. There's an installment agreement. There is a status called CNC, currently non-collectible, depending on your hardship. And there's penalty abatements. Those are the general IRS representation. Okay. Then each one, like offer and compromise. Well, what's the issue? Is it DAL 2 liability, DAL 2 collectability? And there's different, information or persuasion tactics we would use with the IRS for that. There's also making a full pay, installment agreement. I mean, I'm offering compromise, which could be 6 months or lump sum, or an installment agreement over maybe 72 months, or what they call a partial pay installment agreement, over 72 months. And we got to analyze you for all the cases anyway, because my job is, what are your options, the pros and cons of each, help you make an informed decision. Because the IRS is going to be doing the same thing. You could submit an offer and compromise. Everybody wants to get a discount, and maybe you qualify. It's simply an exercise in cash flows, money in, money out, liquid ability of some assets, your financial status. That's the negotiation part with the IRS, is what can they collect? What are the financials? What's our discount on certain things? What are our exemptions? There's IRS standards. You can take this, take that. So that's kind of the negotiation. It's not a magic. When people are on the radio, these national companies, hey, we settle for pennies on the dollar. Maybe, depends on your situation. And it depends on how much you owe. Obviously, the more you owe, you have a little amount it's a better discount, but it's a matter of what you qualify for. Okay. And then we got to see what are the other options. And if you want to submit one, well, is the IRS going to take the offer and compromise, or are they going to probably want the installment agreement, because they're going to get X dollars in the installment agreement unless I can negotiate certain things compared to the offer and compromise, and then which program on each, or if there's, if we're going with the offer and compromise, why should the IRS accept that instead of an installment agreement? And I got to show them why, how it's in the IRS's best interest, and that's our job. So yeah, it's a full analysis, and there's 4 main programs or resolutions, but there's sub programs of each one, and that's why you need a professional.
We got several letters a couple weeks ago. There's not a new program. There's a program that I guess the government has put out, and I'm sorry, I forgot the name of it, but they're hyping it like it's some big deal.
I mean, on the radio, people
Yes.
talk about Start Fresh or something like that. So that's nothing. That's actually not a new program. Actually, that's just marketing. Like a Start Fresh program years ago.
Fresh Start.
One way to do it was if you were self-employed and you lost more than 25% of your income and you made $100,000 or less, or joint $200,000 or less. But it's not new.
That is false advertising.
It's just a hey, special program. You listen to the radio, you hear these BS debt consolidation companies. Hey, there's these programs the credit card companies don't want you to know about. Oh, it's all secret. It's just crap. So yeah, the Fresh Start initiative, that's been around for a long time, and it's nothing new.
Tell people that maybe you might have it doesn't even have to be in Florida. You might have a friend or a family member that's really having a problem with the IRS. First of all, do not let them handle it themselves. That is the worst thing you can do. And it doesn't matter where they live with Kevin. They can live anywhere. He can handle their case. Very important. But what we had someone write us, it came in from Boston, and he wanted to know if he hasn't filed taxes in several years. Does your firm create their W-9s for them? Because he's got write-offs that the IRS does not know about. So they're charging him a lot more.
Yeah, they don't know about it because he hasn't filed his returns.
Exactly.
And if they're charging him more, they probably filed what's called like an SR, substitute for return, SFR. So they did it for you.
Yes, right.
This is not they're not taking your deductions.
Can you recreate those back taxes years?
Sure, he's got to file. So basically, there's 3 steps to tax resolution. I mean, besides the different resolution options, investigation discovery. We put your tax transcripts. Let's see what the IRS also sees. Are you being garnished or levied or about to be levied, or where are you in the collection process? What's the IRS thinking? That's the same thing as being a lawyer doing discovery, you know what I'm saying? So we know what's going on. The next stage is compliance. Are you in compliance? Like this caller who you just referenced, well, he's not really. I mean, they file one form, but that's not going to help us because that's the wrong tax amount. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Let's get in proper compliance. Help him file the returns, taking the reductions, whether we have someone help him with that or his own accountant or whoever we work with. Let's get compliance. And now we know, okay, the IRS says it's, $100,000, but now with our filed returns, it's $30,000, so then we get into that and we intercede with the collection process. And then it's a matter of the resolution, offer and compromise, installment agreement, currently non-collectible, and which sub-program of each are we going to do, and start negotiating the assets and liabilities and the cash flow to show, what we can afford or not. Part of the currently not collectible is where it's a hardship right now to pay right now. I'm saying, so you can get that status where they will agree to you're currently non-collectible and they won't garnish you or lien you or anything like that. And then, of course, we got to follow up with them, in certain time periods to keep the status. But you could actually take relief. Like right now, someone's getting maybe collection letters or notice letters or lien letters or final notice of intent to levy. And if they actually have a hardship, we can actually stop that right now, and get you some relief. Or if you don't qualify for that, we still want to get involved because we'll send in our power of attorney to the IRS. It's a big fear, public speaking and talking to the IRS, right? So, taxes, right? So, we'll represent you. You don't want to talk to the IRS. We do, but you don't want to do that. And you shouldn't be your own person anyway, as you referenced before. So our job is to protect you, protect your assets. If you have a lien, to get it released or to stop you from getting liened or levied, and to protect your assets and get you a collection hold. So it may not be a currently non-collectible status, but if you don't qualify for that, we can get involved. And the IRS is actually happy to have a professional trying to resolve this with you. And we could ask for a collection hold while we get involved, start getting them the financials and documents and stuff like that, and start working with the IRS through us as your agent. So either way, the client has relief because they don't have to worry about what's happening tomorrow morning if they go to the bank. Is there
right?
How are you going to work? Or
take so much pressure off of somebody.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, right?
And we haven't figured out that when you get that letter from the IRS and you don't open it and you stick it in the drawer, am I right? It doesn't disappear.
No, it doesn't disappear. Give it to me, I'll open it.
Yes.
Otherwise, sometimes we open it together. Sometimes.
But you've seen thousands of those.
Yeah, people. Even in the law business, we do a lot of bankruptcies and stuff like that. Foreclosure. People, they don't open their letters, but now they don't know their house is being sold because they don't.
Right.
But I get it. It's a mental anguish, it's a big weight on your shoulders. So the first thing is just call a professional. We'll work out a program with you. We'll work out the fees with you, and just help you, because putting your head in the sand or just putting the letter they said in the drawer is not only not going to make it go away, it's going to be an issue, and
it's going to become a bigger issue.
You'd be surprised how sometimes cooperative the IRS could be when you have a professional representing you.
Okay.
Because they want to get paid. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And they don't know what program you qualify for or don't. They just know you owe money. And if no one's calling and no one's working it out, they just want to start looking for your assets and leaning everything and then making a whole mess because they're a very powerful agency. But at the end of the day, the IRS manual, okay, the Internal Revenue Code, they have to analyze things and accept certain things when it's a fair offer, and they're supposed to be working with us. But unless someone's contacting them to work with them, whether it's yourself, which you shouldn't do, or a professional, they don't know. But once you have it, there's different, you could be with the automated collection services. You could have maybe a revenue officer is already assigned to it. Maybe they already got a lien, or maybe they got a final notice. Maybe we have to do an appeal right away. So there's different, processes, or maybe we have to go if it's past that point. Maybe we have to go to the U.S. tax court. I'm an attorney, not only an attorney, I'm a member of the U.S. tax court, have been for decades. And we can represent you from A to Z, from the whole thing. Okay. So we could work it out with you. And again, you have my direct line. You'll have my secure portal.
Kevin, what I love about your firm is a lot of these firms out there, they make you feel like there's one pill for all. With you, first of all, you don't even try to answer it. You're basically saying, I need to find out what the problem is first before I can give any educated, remedies. And the others out there are going, offer compromise, fresh start. And they don't even know what your problem is yet.
Right.
You actually have, like I say, this bag of arsenal.
Well, we're for real.
I love that.
And I'm not saying we're the only people that are real, but the national companies, I don't even get me started on that. But, as a lawyer, you get a JD degree. It's called a Juris Doctorate. So I'm actually a doctor, not a medical doctor. But if you were going to be a medical doctor, they're not going to say, "Oh, how you doing? Take this medicine." They're going to say, "Well, what are your symptoms? What's going on?
Right.
Blood pressure. Let me take your blood work. Let me get the facts and analysis." And it's the same thing as a lawyer. It's like, what are the facts? The national companies, they're on their offer compromise, set up for pennies on the dollar. Okay, great. How do you know it's an offer in compromise? How do you know it's not an installment? How do you know it's even better than an installment agreement, depending on the situation? Or maybe it could be non-collectible, which they're not going to try to do for you because they can't charge a fee, right? They don't know they can, but they don't know how to do it. So they're like selling a solution without knowing that
exactly
you are that solution. With us, it's basically IRS representation. You know what I'm saying? Tax controversy, whatever you want to call it. You got a problem with the IRS, right? Call me. Let's find out the facts. And then let's get into the programs and what you qualify for. And if we do A, B, and C first, maybe we qualify for this. So it's a teamwork walking you through. It's a whole financial analysis. It's not selling you an offer in compromise or an installment agreement. I'm just saying, call me if you got a tax problem. I can help you analyze the situation and recommend what resolution tactic would work for you. Investigation, discovery, compliance, then the tax resolution. 1, 2, 3. Now, of course, it's more to it than that. Once you start submitting to the IRS.
Kevin, I want to get this in. We just got a text from Barbara in Leedsford, Illinois. Anyway, she wants to know. She said, first of all, great show, Kevin. Thank you for your educational information. I keep seeing these ads that say I owe $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 to the IRS, and this company got me off for $2, $20. Are those ads real? I see the ad. They're misleading. You could do an offer in compromise and settle for $100. Okay, but it's not. But what those ads say is, "Hey, you owe $20. I got you out for $2. I'm wonderful." No, you because you qualified for that. Yes, right. And it's too good to be true.
So in that circumstances, maybe someone did that. You know what I'm saying? But it's not some automatic thing where it's like, hey, we're these master negotiators and we just settle pennies on the dollar. Hey, IRS, right. I'm a lawyer, $500,000, I'll give you $2. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Because depending on your age and your hardship, and all these different factors, it may be zero, at least for a while.
Right.
It's all kind. But so is it true? I'm not even saying it's true. On those national ads, who knows what they're saying? I'm saying, but there are some circumstances where you can make a really good, cheap offer. It could happen, yes.
Well, if it can be done, you can do it. Kevin, I can't believe we're almost out of time already. Give people your phone number, first of all. Okay. Well, Noble Tax Relief, you can call a toll-free number, the 800-550-0733. That's 800-550-0733. Website? The local number is 312-489-8000. NobleTaxRelief.com. NobleTaxRelief.com. You could just look at our webpage, and you could submit your name and information on there if you wanted to, or info@nobletax.com. It's NobleTaxRelief.com. You got on your scroll, I think you got the wrong. You keep saying info@nobletax.com, but it's not. You always do that for some reason. It's NobleTaxRelief.com. Okay, we're gonna Kevin. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Christmas, and Kevin will be back with us again next month with more tax relief information. Thank Kevin. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.